Alright. Long fucking time since we... Do you guys remember the last thing that happened?
We met our replacements.
We won and we saved the world and we're about to get medals.
Except Chewbacca.
Hmm.
He's not getting
quite.
a medal.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Why didn't they give Chewbacca a medal?
Because he was an alien.
Because he's an alien.
Oh.
They didn't have any hairpins.
Racist.
Of course.
Even kneeling, he was taller than Princess Leia, so they kind of put a medal over him.
He didn't want to get on all fours.
They could have used a stick.
Oh no.
They gave him a handshake, and the medal was in the handshake, and he grabbed it, and real nonchalantly.
What a
Are they
legend.
passing weed?
Yeah.
Alright. So, last time,
Keep that in the recording.
the crisis response team came to essentially take stock of all of the assets in Evergreen and to extricate the valuables, essentially, because of the ongoing legal battle over this planet, essentially. Yaku, you tried to lay mines.
Oh!
Oh,
I
yeah!
remember this! I purged it from my memory. You should, too.
I forgot.
But I will never forget again.
Delicate
Krista.
Yaku.
Krista,
Yeah.
you went to the governor's farm with the intent to speak to patients about potentially boosting your leadership, and you met Eddie Wu, the commanding officer of Contingency White, the crisis response team sent by Landmark.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Nyx, you had some drinks with Anne Laurent, the NHP tech, with Contingency White. Your actions amongst Contingency White have actually increased your relationship with them. They view you relatively favorably.
Yay.
So, and beyond meeting with Contingency White, the shit's kind of hit the fan with the machine forces. They've begun to stir. For your last mission, you were sent to investigate where all of the subalterns, drones, and machines were being drawn to, only to find a massive sepulcher, essentially, filled with ancient military equipment that started waking up. After successfully extricating yourselves, you
Best
received...
way to say we ran the fuck away.
It was the smart thing to do. After extricating yourselves, you received messages from Merricktown and Liu Mays about attacks from the machine forces, and you heard that there was a roadblock stopping a convoy of refugees that you all defended, and you saved the refugees.
Yay, we're heroes.
Are
You guys
indeed.
are really good at this.
So,
I had no idea.
a few days after the arrival of CRT, of Contingency White, the crisis response team, it's been maybe 3 or 4 days. The machine forces have been an ever-present threat. There's been very, very intermittent combat from the Evergreen militia and wandering subalterns. You receive a summons from Patience.
He's
they
fully rebooted?
they are.
Yes. So,
Use the proper pronouns.
Actually,
look,
though,
man,
Patience
he's an
is
AI that's non-binary.
He's
It doesn't click in my
he's
brain.
What are you
quite.
talking about? He only speaks in binary.
They're quite literally non-binary. Patience requests your presence at the governor's farm. I believe you were all still in Evergreen. You've had no reason to leave. So
We can't. There's mines everywhere.
there's a road.
That's a good point.
I put them in the road too.
That's a bad idea. That explains why your
don't
rolls were
worry,
so bad.
They blew up.
Another good idea, bad idea.
All right. Would you like to attend to summons as well? Patience's summons.
Answer the summons?
I will
Yeah.
answer summons' patience.
Oh my god. How about you speak before you think?
As you all make your way to the governor's farm, you enter the central high security building next to the door to Patience's office. Krista, you see Eddie is still sitting there reading his newspaper. It appears to be the same newspaper from the other day, actually. If you would like to roll a spot check, you could get a better feel for what he's reading.
Let me see if I have anything to spot. I don't think I do. Would read a situation work?
Or reading something.
I mean, it's not exactly a situation, but up to you.
I'm gonna say you could do read a situation.
Okay.
Read a room.
Yeah, it's
reading
like
the
you're
room,
reading a room, essentially.
Specifically him. Okay, I'll roll. I will roll using that.
And is exactly what you need.
10, nice.
But you have an accuracy?
Oh, no, I don't. It was on from last time. So now that would be an 8.
That would be an 8. It's unfortunately not a success.
Okay, I'm distracted.
As you go to read his paper, he kind of shakes it to straighten it back out. And at this point, he notices you. Patience is waiting inside for you. I wouldn't keep him waiting. A leader needs to know when to move and when not, and he winks at you, Krista.
She nods and says, "Thank you, sir."
But of course. On in. Doors open.
The three of us enter, and Krista will stomp her foot and salute. Fox Squad reporting.
Straighten my back.
Fox Squad. I'm glad you're here. As you know, we've had a single spy satellite up in orbit. Truth be told, as you know, it is a weather and imaging satellite that we've used to track monsoon season around Evergreen. Patience appears to be sitting at his desk. At their desk. That's... Yeah, I know. I'm a hypocrite. Patience is sitting at their desk. They appear to be reviewing a small hollow screen. They wave their hand, and the floor of their office becomes a map of the region. Now that the global monsoon season's given way to a normal pattern of rain, something easily accounted for with calculation, I have been diverting the satellite from its usual orbit every 3 or so days, doing imaging missions. We can get ribbons, panoramas of 100 meters, hundreds of kilometers long, as our satellite here does a single circumnavigation of Hercynia. Well, we found something unexpected. Say. Patience once again waves their hand, and the floor turns from an image of Hercynia to an image of a person leading an agricultural drone. We appear to have found a human farmer. This isn't on Solo Terra. This is far away on a continent we haven't gotten to yet.
You mean to say that there is a farmer separate from your community
Indeed.
cultivating the land?
Indeed, they have no ties to Merrickton and Liu Mayes either, as far as I can tell. Hell, not even Coastridge. And even further, the ag drone he's with. Look at this. Patience pulls up what specifications they could scrape from it. It appears to be an older model. This was discontinued hundreds of years ago, back during the height of Setcom. In fact, it's kind of consistent with some of the ag drones in the machine army. Patience waves their hand once more, and images of the machine army encamped outside of Evergreen appear. I immediately ordered 2 more passes, and they have just arrived, actually. With a flourish, Patience orders them displayed on the monitors. To the west of the initial image shows clear evidence of cultivated fields and a worn path between them that the farmer must have been leading their drone back along. The second, to the east of the first picture, shows what looks like the outskirts of a much larger city. Low homes of native wood, red brick, and stone sit along the long, converted bulkheads of old Union ships. Winding streets lead further west. Crowds of people mill through them. Heavy carrier drones ferry goods. Thin threads of smoke and steam wind their way up from stalls. Puddles shine silver in the streets and on rooftops. There are people on the eastern continent, and if Patience's models are correct, there are likely millions of them. Evergreen is far from alone. First it was the Hercynians, now these people. Not only that, based on projections from the images Patience has captured, they believe that this settlement is much, much larger than Evergreen, and is far enough away that they have no means to know of Evergreen at all. This is another city.
They're using it's millions of people, but an limited technology.
Old technology. When the charter for Hercynia was purchased by Landmark, this planet was supposed to be abandoned, empty. That's what the charter said. There's indigenous people here. There's gonna be a fight over the rights of who owns the. Nix, you note that Patience appears to have beads of sweat appearing on their forehead.
Oh.
Patience, how could such an oversight even occur?
Truth be told, I don't know. This, the charter for this planet is old, super old, from back during the war, even. It's
Before you landed.
It's possible that this was inhabited a long time ago and just forgotten.
We're talking millions, though. How would that not be
Seen on
noticed on
satellite.
simple scans?
Well, the atmosphere of Hercynia is very, very dense, and it has it interferes with electromagnetic readings. Something from high orbit wouldn't be able to get this scan. The only reason we have this is because, well, our weather satellite's low enough to be able to scan it.
So this brings into question everything that we do know. That, as well as the entity that we fought inside of the strait. Would this, the wildlife, or the known knowledge of the wildlife being no bigger than small rodents and small creatures, would that also be outdated information?
Potentially, we haven't run into anything larger than small rodents other than your reports of crustaceans from Lake Omura. That's about the largest we've counted. I plan on sending out this satellite once every 3 days. I will report to you if there's anything anomalous, shall we say.
Do you have any idea of the weapon capability that they have?
Truth be told, from what I've seen of their technology, it's hundreds of years out of date.
But is it effective?
Nix, this isn't a line of thought I want you to consider pursuing at this moment. If possible, I would like to volunteer our services to act as a bridge, a negotiating party. Have anybody from the colony expressed a confrontational desire to make their claim on Evergreen known?
There are 5 individuals on this planet, well, within Evergreen, that knows of this other settlement. 4 of them are in this room.
And who's the 5th?
Would be my protege, Ms. Adina G. You would
What are her
recognize
thoughts on the matter?
Her thoughts is that this is definitely going to result in a legal battle. Rights to this planet. Other than that, if they aren't affecting us, we have more pressing matters.
Please elaborate.
They wave their hand with a flourish, and the images of the machine horde once more appear. I believe that we need to deal with the attackers at our gates before seeking out foreign adversaries. Or even
I
potentially
concur.
foreign allies.
Have there been immediate attacks?
There's been occasional skirmishes, but that's all we've had so far. And even then, the skirmishes seem to be random, not organized.
Well,
Like-
you said you thought a fight would break out. Why did you think that?
A fight? Oh, elaborate. What do you mean?
Earlier, you said the other civilization could cause a war.
No.
He's talking about
A
the
legal battle.
robots.
Oh.
And we're discussing the agricultural robots that are like being mind swarming.
Yeah.
Mind swarming.
From Isaiah's knowledge, the robots are coming to Evergreen, what about over there? Are they going for the shore to cross to the other continent?
Patience hasn't seen anything like that on their scans, but they are going to continue to scan.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
As far as you're aware, all of the old ag drones and all of the subalterns, the more ancient ones rather, have kind of just dug themselves up out of the ground.
Well, shit.
Yeah. Alright. Patience says that they will continue to scan and they will make preparations for a legal altercation. But other than that, they have nothing more for you.
Regarding the other civilization?
Right.
Or in general?
Just kind of
Okay,
in
but
general,
what about...
to be honest. They seem to be a little bit at a loss about what to do against the machine forces. The only information they have is some reports of the militia. Some of the militia units were tasked with tracking down the raiders that plagued the colony, and one of them brought back information. They found a set of tracks that they believe leads to the Hercynians' home base. A kind of a it's a kind of a staging ground with a what is this one? A kind of a bivouac.
Bivouac?
It's a temporary camp without tents or cover. It's used by soldiers and mountaineers, like an encampment.
Oh.
Hobo shit.
They wave their hand, and the map once more
He's male
appears below your
presenting
feet.
if you want to say he.
True.
Does the thing say they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. Politically correct answer.
Well, it's how Patience views himself.
Interesting. He should be a woman with a beard
Used
then.
themselves? Hmm?
Yeah.
Hmm?
That's what I said. That's what he views himself.
You said himself.
No, I said themselves, sir.
Either way, pedantics aside,
Yeah.
It's making my brain hurt.
we need to, I think, or
Uh,
Krista will suggest reconnaissance.
You don't have the full information yet.
Oh, I'm
It
sorry.
appears to be a
Sounded like
staging ground and a bivouac just inside of the mouth of an old Egregorian access tunnel. It's some distance to the south of the colony. Patience makes mention that the site seems to be lightly defended and appears to be a ripe target for attack. At the very least, it might present an evacuation route if indeed the tunnels lead to somewhere more secure. They ask if you would follow up on this information. And go, if not ready for a fight, then... If not ready for a fight, then, ready for some kind of... I need to mute my phone, because that was loud. If not ready for a fight, then ready for some sort of parlay. There's gonna be people there.
Haven't we already come in contact with the raiders? And
The HUC.
Have.
And they think that Evergreen is working with the mission.
Did they? I don't
Yep.
remember that
And we're
part.
like, no, you idiot. We're getting attacked by the machines. And then she was like, huh? I wouldn't believe it.
That's not quite what happened.
Yeah, that
That is-
doesn't sound familiar.
That is indeed my notes, though. So it's
You
my
were
truth.
you were
It's my
contacted.
truth.
You were contacted by the Thal Ordo, who claimed to be the leader of the Rangers out of. She said Hive Home, but you don't. That doesn't register at all. She told you she's a representative of the HUC, which is the Hercynian United Cities. She told you that she is aware that the Union exists and was very strongly opposed to it. Whenever you mentioned that the committees changed from the second to third committee, she expressed confusion. Like she didn't understand what you meant. And she believed that due to your use of subalterns and drones, that she thought you worked for the machine forces.
But we cleared that up,
Yes.
and then we had to go take care of something.
That is immediately when the sepulcher broke.
Okay.
And you were chased by a shitload of angry robots.
Right.
The anthill got mad.
We didn't have any means to contact her again, right?
No. She hailed you on an open channel, but you're not. Like, you have no real recourse to hail her back.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey.
Hello. Did I miss anything important?
We were just
Uh,
reviewing,
Yeah.
Yaku's notes?
and what actually happened. All right, so they want us to investigate this little camp set up near a cave entrance, right?
Yep. It's gonna be
And prepare to parley or combat, depending on how things go.
yes. Patience recommends that you go with your mechs.
Right. Question is, which one?
You never finished
I think I'll
Taurus.
bring that.
Oh no, you did finish
Oh.
Taurus. Your pilot
Taurus
stuff
should
is
be finished.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Taurus is finished. I was looking through them. Yeah.
I could bring that.
You said you wanted to play out with whichever one did heat.
Yeah, that's Taurus.
His heat's broken. Do that
It's
one.
Taurus. Not heat, it's burn. Burn's broken.
Burn, which I do think I somewhere can do something.
That's right, I do.
Which is good.
Yeah, heat is good.
Taurus has an immunity to burn, and his attacks
Yeah.
ignore resistance to both burn and heat.
Right. I gotta pull up the compendium thingy.
The CompCon.
Yeah. Because I feel like that has more information in it.
Yes, most likely.
Have I ever shown you guys what my name and background looks like in CompCon?
I don't
What a
think
stream,
so.
I can look at it.
Hold on. Yeah, let me show you.
Thought I had some kind of flamethrower equipped on this thing, but I don't. I
Look
guess
at
not.
this. Look how fucked up it is because of my name.
Oh my god.
It's so cool. I love it so much.
Okay, what the fuck?
Isn't it cool? It's so much better than just the regular glitch text that I use. It's great. This is just how it spaces it out.
Alright.
If only you could get somehow for it to scroll. That would be awesome. Like it
The
does.
Matrix.
Yeah.
But I love it so much. It's so cool.
So, Krista's gonna bring Taurus, assumedly Yaku's gonna bring Bullet, and
Now.
and Nyx is of course going to bring
Wait, do you have your second mech yet?
Yeah, I have Rogue and Rogue.
What else do
Alright,
I
listen here, you little shit.
Oh wait, does
Oh,
my
man.
suit not count? Never mind.
Yeah, we're still part of the same mission, right? So I have overcharge and all whatnot on my.
No, it's
Is this? It's a
oh, the
new
mission
mission.
ended.
Oh, my bad.
We're still level 2 though, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh.
Krista accepts the mission on behalf of the Fox Squad.
Woo!
Salutes patience and makes way towards the printing station
As you
hangar.
as you leave, Patience calls after you, reminding you to use good judgment and defers to said.
Defers to said judgment.
Yes, he trusts that you'll make the right call.
No, okay.
It's on us to fuck up.
Yes,
You can rely on us, patience.
certainly hope
Lancers
so.
get the job done.
Done good thus far. I believe that you will continue to.
Krista nods and walks away.
All right. As you head to the print shop, Krista, you are able to print off Taurus. As you start up Taurus for the first time, you make a note of something.
What's that?
With your licensure having printed Taurus, Virgo, your most recent used mech, shuts down. It is only able to be activated with your license.
Oh.
So you can only have one functioning mech at a time.
Right. Okay.
Alright. Well,
This is nothing new though, right?
no, this is not. This is nothing new.
Okay.
This just means I can't borrow one.
Like-
okay.
Donnie wouldn't be able to pilot Virgo, and Yaku wouldn't be able to pilot Rogue.
Load Rogue into one and pilot another one. Yeah.
Alright. With your freshly printed mechs, you head out. You wind your way through forest roads, and eventually, the forest parts, depositing you in a clear cut that lies open to the steaming summer heat. Soft substrate firm beneath you. The ground here is cracked asphalt, contemporary to the war. Old road gone to neglect. You see markers of the war around you. A low bunker chokes under the roots of the tree growing from within. Another bunker lies shattered. Everywhere, water pools where soldiers once crouched. The road slopes down, disappearing under the shadow of a canopy made from newly strung camouflage tarps. It continues into the dark mouth of a tunnel that you assume leads deeper still. Hercynians have been here recently. Crates lie scattered across the road. The high side is lined by tents, some collapsed, most still standing. A gentle wind scrapes waxed paper, wrapping around the clearing. Bandage wrappers, plastic that once covered preloaded magazines, evidence of a hasty retreat. Nix, you scan the area, revealing nothing powered or alive waiting in this by your back.
Well, looks good to me.
You are able to tell, without even getting out of your mech, that you won't find anything important about the Hercynians that were encamped here. All you find is spent ammunition casings, scrapped chitin from their armors, some used rations, and general non-sensitive military gear, toiletries, personal effects, that stuff. Nothing that will give you any kind of concrete, solid information. But your attention is drawn to the tunnel. It does lead much deeper. It leads into a mountain.
Into a mountain, you said?
Yes.
Was there the spent casings? Was that a sign of combat, or do you think it look like training fire?
You're not sure. There's not a ton of spent casings, so most likely it's true.
Okay.
Well,
But we don't see any blood anywhere or
Not that you see.
carcasses. Okay.
if they left their toilet paper behind, they either left in a hurry or they're coming back.
Are you guys prepared to enter the cave?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. Once more into the breach.
As you approach the tunnel, you realize that it is too tight for mechs larger than size 1. Oh no, sorry. Mechs larger than size 2.
Okay.
We should have done that.
Right.
So that would be tight. It's gonna be tight for rogue and Taurus.
I'm a
Yeah.
little spider ant. Go tick, 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 tick.
Your size 1, right?
Yeah, I am. But I'm just flat, so I can crawl.
Or on the roof, maybe.
Yeah. I can with my clamps.
Give him the clamps.
One thing of note, as you looked around the camp, you did not see anything that leads you to believe mechs were ever present here. Or at least not.
Okay.
Then we have the upper hand.
Do you head into the tunnel?
I believe we do.
Alright. As you head into the tunnel, you descend for some time. Your cameras eventually adjust to the dark, letting you see at least a little bit. You pass through a...
Do our mechs not have any kind of headlights?
They do, but your headlights seem to almost be swallowed by the darkness within.
No, so not very powerful headlights.
You're able to see the walls, and you're able to see a little bit in front of you. The walls are ancient, cracked, covered in roots and carved stone. Eventually, your depth meters tell you that you reach about 30 meters below the surface, and you emerge into a large, ancient space. A circular hub-like room. There is a high domed ceiling that you can see as the lights of your headlights shimmer off of chips of pearlescent shell. You see the same pearlescent shell is used to denote departure and arrival signs pointing down different tunnels. It appears to be at one point a transit station. You turn your scans to the ground, and it is littered with the dusty, desiccated corpses of long-dead Egregorians, aliens, massive bugs, brittle shells, hollow, with obvious damage from thermal and kinetic munitions. You also find old human remains that litter the ground as well, some still in their hard suits and cuirasses, auxiliaries, left behind when the Union pulled out of this particular hive. But something else immediately draws your attention. Your scans pick up living signature. As you press deeper into this hub-like room, you find several dead and dying Hercynian humans in various stages of injury. It's a makeshift triage center. You see IV bags hung on racks above the cots. Before you have a chance to react, a handful of Hercynian Rangers emerge from the dark in one of the tunnels. You note that they are unarmed, all except for one, who wears a pistol and a holster at her waist. She wears fatigues, but no armor. She has a bandage wrapped around her thigh and another around her head. Are you the Lancers, I presume? Even with the dull echo of this ancient room, you recognize this voice is Dethal Ordo.
Nice to meet you again.
Yes, it is us, the Lancers. Fox Squad.
Well, you have found our little hidey hole. She motions to a sorry state of her soldiers. This is the last of our forces, and we've been ordered to retreat from the surface after our latest skirmishes. We won't be of any trouble to you anymore.
So these skirmishes were with Evergreen, I'm guessing? Or
She shakes her head. With the machine. Its armies were once concentrated in these tunnels and hives, but now they're surging upwards, drawn by something. We originally came only to scout Evergreen, a routine after your colony made landfall a few decades ago. And after the first time we saw your colonists working with subalterns and drones, we received orders to start a campaign of directed and random attacks. Our higher-ups believed you'd be working with the machines.
Can I open a private communication to Krista?
Yes.
And say, if Evergreen ever finds out that they're from the other contingent of people, this is going to be a bloody conflict. We can't let that go.
I agree, Gyaku.
And then I'll, back out to speaker.
For full, what's the word? Clarity. For full clarity. We know you bought back some of our more vicious attacks, and I believe it's right for you to know the goal of them. our higher-ups believed you to be working with the machines, so we wanted to deny the machine access to certain assets that we knew to be in your colony. Namely, the printer facility, your omni-nodes, and the reactors.
Well, they picked the
She-
targets well.
She, kind of looks away for a second to her troops, and then back to your mechs. We, of course, pulled back when the fighting grew too costly. But we were needed home. And the cities of the HUC have been in strategic negotiations.
Strategic negotiations with who?
With each other, how we were to approach this. But after we received orders to return, we lost contact with Hivehome, the closest city, and I fear the machines may have attacked it. A few of our rangers left a few days ago to check on Hivehome, and hopefully return with help, but she gestures to the wounded. We can't leave our wounded. We've done what we can, but we don't exactly have medical training. Tried to make them as comfortable as we can. But
Go ahead.
now you're here. And you understand what we've been fighting for centuries. And you... If you can meet and speak with my superiors, there could be peace between us. In accordance, even. We could help you with the machines, and you could help us with our fallen.
I agree. Such a meeting and alliance would be beneficial to both parties.
Beep, 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 beep. Fox Squad, this is Priority 1. You receive a call from patients on the Priority 1 channel.
That's a private channel, I assume?
This is like an emergency channel. You ought to
Okay.
abandon your investigation and return to Evergreen post-haste. The encamped armies appear to be spreading throughout the area at an unprecedented rate. We fear if you are not back soon, you will not be able to return. The machine forces are currently encircling Evergreen.
Oh, lovely.
You see Dethal kind of looks to you guys, confused at your sudden silence. Please, we don't have much time. My offer is unfortunately fleeting. We have to try and get those we can below ground and prepare.
Alrighty.
I have a choice to make.
Yep.
So
Is
we
this
need to get below
above
ground.
table?
This is a
Yeah, that's-
two-way communication between patients, by the way.
Oh,
Okay, but can we talk above table?
Yes.
So they need to get below ground because that's where their people are?
Yes.
Okay.
So our choice is we go back and help patients in Evergreen, or we help these people in front of us and will possibly be closed off from Evergreen for the time being.
Yeah, fuck these people. We got Evergreen to care about.
So alternatively, How many wounded are we looking at here?
Oh, it doesn't say. It just says several wounded.
I feel like we could carry several people. We could at least
willingly?
Well, they're wounded. That may,
Yeah.
jostle them and open wounds.
I mean, not the
They're-
best option, but
And
if it's this or nothing.
Remember, carrying them to Hive Home will imply to Dethal and her people that you're willing to meet with the HUC leaders.
Which is something we want to do.
Yeah.
And keep
but I
in
think-
mind the amount of forces and mechs they've been able to bring against you. They can also help with the machines. But at the same time,
Yeah.
at
Probably not.
Evergreen, there's Contingency White, who has their own fleet of mechs.
So, like, how far are we talking to get to Hive Home?
By the time you get to Hive Home, you will not be able to bring Evergreen.
I understand that, but like how long of a trip is this? If it's a
What are you
comparable-
asking?
Well, because I'm thinking if it's a comparable distance to Evergreen, in some regard, then if nothing else, we could offer. We can't do this. We can try to save your people if you're willing to take the chance and run them back, throw them at the infirmary, and then deal with the attack. It's probably not going to save everybody, and they're going to lose people on transit, but it's better than just leaving people here if they've got no other option.
People would die on the trip back, having to fight
I
your way
know.
through machine
I'm not
forces
saying-
just to get to Evergreen.
But
Dethal would not be willing to take losses like that.
okay.
I'm pretty sure we have a clear-cut choice.
Mhm.
I don't think we'll be able to figure a way around that choice.
I'm just coming up with ideas.
Well, which of the two options would you rather?
I would think we talk to Patience for a second and see how priority one this priority one is. Now that we know what we know and he doesn't
Probably
know
like
what we found.
I agree with Donnie's thoughts that you should talk to Patience first.
Because he doesn't know that we've just found this resource. They could be able to hold off on their own for a while we deal with this avenue. Or if it's fucked back at Evergreen, then that's realistically our main priority.
Alright then. Patience, please elaborate. What's the situation?
The army is beginning to constrict around Evergreen. We fear if you wait too much longer, you won't be able to return. They're encircling the colony. We have
During our investigation, we came across the militia that had been forming the raiding parties on Evergreen. But their causes or reasonings for doing as such have proven to be unfounded.
elaborate. But why are they attacking?
They originally thought we were working with the aberrant subalterns and machines.
What?
I can't explain the reasoning or vouch for it, but that is the information they are operating off of. They are also in a dire situation, as many are injured and looking at death.
Well, are they just wanting help? What are the? Is this some sort of peace talks? What are they?
This
What's
could
their
be the
angle?
start. This could be the start of a peace negotiation. But I fear if we leave these people to die right here in front of us, that we will be cutting off that avenue for the time being.
Patience goes quiet. for a solid minute as they're thinking. I'd prefer that you return to Evergreen, but if there's a chance, no matter how small it is, that by helping the raiders, you could secure us new allies in the fight, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, Fox Squad. Your choices have not led us astray so far. I don't believe that they will now. You have my blessing to do as you.
Alright then, patience. I will let you know that I believe this will be an investment towards a greater victory. If you could please hold out at Evergreen until we manage to return.
We will hold as long as we can.
Thank you for everything, patience.
Thank you, Fox Squad. Your assistance in this matter has been vital.
Until we communicate again, take care of yourselves in Evergreen.
And you do the same. And the communication cuts.
I will then hail over like the loudspeakers. The Lancers of Fox Squad will assist your evacuation and help you back to your infirmaries.
You see, with this information, Thal breathes out a sigh of relief. She seemed to have been incredibly tense. And you begin making your way to Hive Home. And with the news of the encroaching machines, you receive reports that Evergreen pulls its militia back and fortifies the eastern wall of the city against the advance. And the stream of refugees from the Grey Towns remain quite steady. They file in from the woods before reaching the bottleneck at Evergreen's gates. Camp begins to grow in the clear cut outside the gates, leaning up against the walls of the city. You receive reports from Dethal that small teams of Hercynian raiders watch both the Machine's army and Evergreen scouts from the deep woods, relaying the movements of both back to their commanders. Evergreen, they report, rather grimly, is most certainly sure to fall as soon as the Machines begin to march. Whether there's any truth to these reports, you do not know. And in the world below, lands yet unknown to you, people of Evergreen. As the war above begins, a war below ends. In the wake of these events, old alliances are being put to the test. Those on either side wrestle with the question of how to respond to the growing crisis. The end of summer approaches. And that's where we'll end.